Yeah, baby. Guys, welcome back to a new episode of the Matty Chymbor podcast. Thanks for clicking the link. Thanks for taking the time of your day to listen to my mouth, and I appreciate it. I want to put my mouth on your forehead and kiss you like a grandma. Real quick, guys, this is the first time I've ever given an announcement like this, and I'm very excited. Hopefully there's more, but October 7th and 8th, I will be in Boston, Massachusetts at Nick's Comedy Stop. I'll put the ticket link below. I'll be doing stand-up comedy there, and I hope to see you there. I mean, I'm super excited just to start getting out there. COVID has really put a hinder on that, and now I'm finally in a position where I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to get out there, start doing some shows, start meeting a lot of you, hopefully, and really just get the ball rolling, get that thing going, whatever the case may be. And if you're not from Boston, feel free to comment below what city I should go to. I mean, with all these followers on the internet, sometimes the internet doesn't tell you where they are. I have to just do some investigative work and put some feelers out there. So if you want to just give me a little hint, you can do so by commenting below, shoot me a message on Instagram or whatever the hell app you're using. And yeah, baby, I'm excited. I need to get out. I feel like I love this apartment. You guys see me do videos in here all the time. I'm just getting a little claustrophobic. It gets warm when the air's not on, which is happening right now. My ass is wet. My mouth is dry. Help. Send help. No, I'm good. I apologize for this being late. I just got into it over the weekend. I mean, I was gonna do it. Typically, I try to do these Friday. Friday rolls around. I'm just running around trying to do everything under the sun, and then come Sunday when I try to knock it out, I just don't. I feel like I have a fun Saturday. I like to get drunk on not drunk. I like to drink on Friday and Saturday. And guess what? That's what Daddy did, baby. That's what Daddy did. Hey, what are you talking about, guys? Speaking of booking, I'm gonna show you a little. Oh my God, I have available Saturdays at 4:30. So I'm trying to book one-nighters at clubs right now, people, and it's very hard. Where this guy goes, he only has, hey, Matty, yes, the deal's the same for Tacoma. The only dates I have available are Saturdays at 4:30. Bro, what are you talking about? You want me to do a 4:30 show on a Saturday? Like, no, I can't do that. And it's frustrating. Basically, if some of you follow me on Facebook, I said, who lives in Spokane? These are the people that book Spokane, Tacoma. They have a bunch of clubs. Anywho, Spokane, it's frustrating because, I mean, I still have to make money when I go to these things. And the deal is, just to lift the veil even more, you basically are guaranteed $200, or if you make over $1,000, you get half the door. So the incentive for me is, okay, if I sell more than 50 tickets, that's over $1,000 at $20 a ticket. Then I can actually make decent money. But the problem is Spokane, I love the people there. Everybody, I have like 30 people write in, say they're from there. But it's definitely a niche market, especially when you don't have a ton of followers. I know I have a decent amount, but I mean, in the grand scheme of comedians who do the road, I mean, you need a lot to really like be able to make ticket sales in those markets. So it's like, fuck, man. It's like, and I asked to do Tacoma because at least it's closer to Seattle, and that's a bigger market. And that's what the response I just got. And it's like, I still want to try to do Spokane. I think I can get it, but then you're like, what if I sold like 45? I mean, I've done a while ago, like last year when I had like 30,000 followers, way less basically, 30-something thousand. I did Nashville, sold like 65, which is great. So now in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm like more than double that. I have the Facebook now. I'm confident I can do something, but then again, you never know, and you're like, fuck, to get up there and then find out you didn't hit it. And I mean, I still want to put on a good show, so it's all new to me. I mean, this is the exciting side of comedy, the business side. Let's not say the exciting side. This is like the business side of comedy where you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, so you typically try to like focus on like, you know, the markets that are bigger, like Boston and San Diego and wherever you think you could, Chicago. I mean, I still am going to try to see if I can do another date at Spokane. I was going to try to do October 2nd, but I'll be in Reno opening for my buddy, and more importantly, just opening for him. But I want the booker there to see me, to see if I can go back and potentially headline in the near future. So I don't think I can make it there. Fuck, it's just a lot of stuff. This is the thing, people. This is why I and I need to be better about it, but I'm also going to just extend a little bit of an olive branch to myself where this is you when you're a one-man shop. I'm a writer, a writer, cameraman, actor, editor, writer for stand-up. I'm my booking agent. I'm my manager. I'm my financial advisor. I mean, I've always seen people who don't work a day job and just do entertainment. They're like, I'm so busy. And you're like, what do you really do? You're like, no, it's a lot. I mean, I'm trying to project money. I think I'm really good about it, but I'm trying to project. I have this whole Excel thing on my Google Sheets of trying to project my money, track my money, what's coming in. I mean, at the end of the day, I have X amount of dollars. And if that goes away, I got to get a job again, which I'm doing everything in my power not to do. But God, you get so caught up in this other stuff, and then you're like, oh shit, I have to be funny. Sometimes I just get it's very zigzaggy. I've been bad about doing videos lately. I do videos for brand deals. I don't know if you guys see them. Some of them I don't post on my page, but I've been doing those, which has been good. It pays the bills. But then you feel like I'm letting you guys down because I need to I want to do my stuff, and I want my stuff to go up. My stuff does better than brand deals view-wise, and it gives the potential to get more fans in, and just a lot of stuff, people. This just happens when you get older. I mean, remember just back in the day when you were a kid and just nothing mattered? Remember that? I don't remember that. I think I do, but I don't. Where pre-internet, nothing mattered. Fucking, oh my God, what a good time. Was it a good time? I like this though. Let's not be Mr. Nostalgia. People who reminisce too much. Every time you go see a kid from high school, we just reminisce for 4 hours. You're like, can we bring it back to this era, please? I mean, I like all that, but I mean, I can only do so many remember when stories until I'm just like, guys, we're right here right now. Can I just drink this fucking White Claw and forget everything? Past and present, baby. I want to fucking forget everything. How's that sound? Yeah, it's just being an adult. Being an adult sucks. Being an adult sucks ass because other adults suck ass. That's exactly it. That just hit the nail on the head. I enjoy, you feel like you get those little wins of when you plan your finances and it pans out and blah, blah, blah. When you feel like you've put in the responsibility and you're getting the return you want, it feels good. It's just everything else about it, the social interactions, just adults suck. Trying to be friends with adults sucks. Kids are better at being friends than adults are. Trying to be a friend with another adult, you're just what is going on? I feel like it just feels like trying to be friends with another adult feels like their parents told my parents we have to hang out sometimes. And you're like, do you even want to be here? I mean, get off your phone. Why do we hang out if you're on your phone the whole time? And when I say something, it takes you 1 minute to look up and realize I even said anything. You're like, I want to, when I'm talking to people and they're on their phone and I say something, hey, so what do you want to do for food? And they just fucking ignore you. They literally just they don't even know you're alive in that moment. They hear nothing. They don't know what's going on. And you look down and they're doing even more nothing on their phone. I want to stop what I'm doing and blast them in the face. In that moment, when people do that to me, I'm like, I don't think we're friends. Because of all my friends, I've never been on my phone and blatantly ignored them. I hear talking, and I'll admit I've heard it. I didn't hear all the details, and I acknowledge it enough and say, hold on 1 second, and then I repeat some of the sentence back, and I go, but what would you say there? Then they tell me, but then they know I'm not blocking them out. When people are on their phone, they're it's almost like they have a force field around them, and it's noise canceling, and you're like, dude, we're in the car together. What is wrong with you ever hang out with somebody and you say something and they hear you and they look at you and they just don't even reply. You're like, what is that? Like, I hate how much I feel like when I hang out with certain people, I have to be like the bigger man. And I love when I hang out with and I think that should be considerate. Hey, we're in a moment. Maybe this conversation is cool, bad, boring, whatever, average. I want to fill the air. I want to make sure, I'm agreeing with you. If you say something, then maybe, I'm going with it. I'm trying to ask questions, keep the conversation going. Work sucks. Oh, really? Why? What's going on? Or, you say something. I will comment on whatever you say. The amount of times I hang out with certain people and you say something and they kind of just like don't say anything back and look at you and then go back to their phone. You're like, we're not friends. I don't care. We're acquaintances now. I've just demoted whatever this is down a notch because anybody I've ever hung out with doesn't do that. And I'm not trying to be Little Miss Prissy or whatever that fucking meme thing is where it's all these like Cabbage Patch. Little Miss, talk back. But it's like, no, it's just a human interaction. There's two of us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just weird to me. You're like, no wonder why adults can't find people to be in their wedding party. Like, I'm not shocked. I'm never shocked when somebody's like scrambling to find people in their wedding party. I'm like, because you fucking suck. You suck. You always sucked. You didn't suck as bad, actually. And then you got older and you sucked. And you're just fucking weird now. I remember when I was younger and me and my sister, my dad was watching us. Mind you, my dad's not been around. It's whatever. I've touched on this. I don't give a fuck about that. But we every now and then he'd like come in town and like he would take us out and like one time he was like trying to play softball with some people he knew and it was like weird. And I remember having this thought like, does he not have friends? Like, who are these people? These aren't friends. Because I was a kid and I was like, well, I have friends. But from what I'm understanding right now, these aren't friends. These are just people near each other, awkward and weird. I remember me and my sister were like, we're going to go over here. And it was like rabbits we found. So we're just describing a Disney movie because I was actually so sad. It was so boring. No, I was kidding. But anyways, you just like, I just think about that. I'm like, I don't want to be older and just not have friends. I think inevitably people get families. I mean, once you have kids, I get it. You get pulled away. And then, I mean, geez, then you get even older and then your friends get pulled away. But I think like what my grandparents' generation, I've always remembered like around Christmas or the holidays, like their friends would come over and stop by and do this stuff. And you're like, that's good to see. I remember my stepdad's dad, I'll call him my pop. He was a great guy. And he always had a lot of friends still, and I was like, that's a good look. My grandmother had 1 billion friends. I mean, Jesus Christ, we couldn't go anywhere, and that woman didn't know anybody. So, but then there's just like this area now where you're like, God, some people just like, what's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I got to pull back. I just get annoyed. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, but when you do that weird shit with the ignoring and the... I don't know, the other stuff is just weird. What are there some pet peeves that you guys have, people? What do people do? I mean, I think being flaky. Everybody's fucking flaky now. Everybody's flaky. Nobody wants to do anything. Everybody wants to blast out, what are you doing text. Pick which one that is worth doing and then not do it. That's what everybody does now. Everybody's canceling the day of with these bullshit excuses. I mean, I've felt the urge to do it, but you don't want to have the day where you're sitting at home and there's nothing to do. Like, let me step back. In both scenarios, you're sitting at home. You know you're going to stay home that night. It feels way better when you're staying at home at night and you've canceled 3 plans because you knew you want to stay home versus staying at home where you didn't even have the option of any other plans. That's the best. The best night is when you're like, people are like, hey, you want to come to the bar? You're like, nah, I'm just going to chill in. In both scenarios, you know you're going to stay in. It's just knowing you have the option. But even now, like the amount of times I hear friends are like friends of friends. My girl, she's making plans with this girl, and all week they talk, and then the fucking other girl last second just bails. And you're just like, and then they don't even like, they don't even bail. They like just the day of, like, she gets ghosted. But then this other person, I see them and they're like, oh, say hi to your girlfriend. I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, what are you doing? How come ever since I moved to a city, I've realized people are very protective of themselves. Like, they want to feel included, but they don't let you. It's very like touchy, and you just see people more likely to screw someone else over. I don't know if that makes any sense. I sound very bizarre. I mean, trust me, I have plenty of great friends out here. You have the ones that you can really trust. You have the ones that are like, everybody has their pros and cons. I mean, I'm sure I do. I don't know what mine are, but I'm sure a lot of people are talking about them behind my back. You ever think about that? That's what's scary. Like, sometimes I'm like, imagine, I mean, everybody talks shit, let's be honest. Everybody has shit to say about somebody, and look at me, I'm doing it right now. But I always think, I'm like, what do people say about me? Like, it's almost like like an employee review. Like, before you go into the review with your boss, you can literally run through shit like a million times in your head, like what the bad things you've done, this, that, and the other. He will always come out of left field with an uppercut on something you never thought was bad about yourself. And you're like, that's a thing about me? You're like, that's not real. And they're like, well, yeah, it is for these reasons. And you're like, what the fuck? How many, like, I don't even, I think about this because I'm curious, but I know it would just kill me and I wouldn't want to hear it, of just like what people's critiques are about you. God, one time I was working at a day camp, and I remember, this got awkward. There was this other counselor, and he was just a fucking turd. I mean, I'm a dick. I'll call myself a dick, but this guy was just a fucking turd. And we're playing that basketball game knockout, and I was talking to this person here, and I was like, dude, we called this kid Dome. And we're like, yeah, Dome fucking suck. Like, he just literally just saying whatever. I don't remember what. Watch him watch now. Dude, whatever I'm saying now, I clearly don't feel anymore. We were kids. Like I was just said, kids are better being friends than adults are, but I was leaving childhood. I was more of a teen realm where you start getting, you drink the poison of shit talking. But anywho, long story short, I was talking shit about this kid because he sucks, and he was right behind me, and you just turned around. I think it was so off-putting, he didn't believe it, and I was just like, and but also I was just like, I don't know, I don't really care. I don't think he even caught on, but it was still in the moment of like the person you're looking at, like going like, and then you go, oh fuck, they're right behind me, aren't they? That was like a movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just sometimes I'm like, if I'm gonna if I'm gonna put some effort towards this, I'd expect the same. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. People, it's like, what am I gonna do? Then you get into this predicament. You're like, what am I just gonna? Oh, don't be cutting the recording out. 1 second. Oh, thank God. These phones freak me out. My buddy Mike's calling me. Mike Baduno, you're calling me right now. I'll call you back. He's actually my friend in Boston. And kind of hoping I can stay with him when I'm freaking there. These phones, I record on my phone. I know, a little behind the scenes, but a little BTS. I didn't want it to stop recording, and it didn't, so we're good. But I don't know. What are you going to do? We're old, we're busy. And then you get busy, then you don't see people, then you go away, and then you're talking to them. You ever been talking to someone, you're like excited to see them, and then you realize they've grown further apart than you've thought you grew apart, and then you're talking to them, and they kind of do that awkward smile. You're like, damn, we're at the awkward smile phase of our lives. Fuck, dude, I thought I knew you. There's some people you can hang out with, and you're comfortable around them, and you're not doing the like, they're talking, and you're just like, and you're like, damn, that means you're slightly further apart than you used to be. And it's hard. I mean, and then, I run into this. I feel like I'm a pretty good talker. And sometimes, you just, I'm just sitting there with somebody I fucking grew up with or whoever. I haven't seen them in a while. And or just anybody I used to be close with and I haven't seen in a while. And then you're just like, you ever just feel inside of you like, I have nothing to say. I want to say something, but I just don't know what to say right now. I'm literally if I had my eyes and they turned around and looked in my body, it would just be empty. There'd be no words. I can't even say like, so how's the thing? Like nothing. That's the worst feeling. And then you just have to sit there because they have the same feeling right now, and it's just fucking uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. You're like, why, how did we get here? Because the problem is, it's like, I'd almost rather sit in the uncomfortableness and just fucking drink my beer than say some like space filler question that you're going to get a generic response to of like, so are you still playing softball in the summer? You're like, that's even more worse than just taking the L and being quiet, That's tough. I mean, I've noticed that when I moved away and you go home and you see some people you haven't seen. I mean, I've been away. Wow, I've been away from Connecticut for August will be 12 years. And every time you come back, you felt certain relationships just drift further apart. Like the ones that you remember, like when you left, you're like, dude, we were like close. We were fucking cool as shit. And every time you come home, maybe you don't see them one time. So then a year goes by, another year goes by. And then you come back and you're like, damn, we grew just far enough apart, which I don't get offended at it. And I think luckily with alcohol, it brings you back to what you remembered. So that's a beer commercial, people. You sitting there awkward, not know what to say, and just kind of two people just like, how you doing? And then it cuts to you 5 beers in and you're like, I fucking love you, man. I fucking love you, dude. We should go hiking. And then the next day you're like, ooh. That's the worst when you're drunk. Oh my God. I think I'm a happy drunk. I'm 1,000,000% a happy drunk. I know because I just want to do nice things for people. I want to, I'm trying to make plans. I'm freaking just like, dude, if I ever fucking get a movie, dude, I'm going to give that guy, or if I ever get this, I'm going to bring that some stranger that I just saw drunk. And I'm like, he's actually a person pretty fucking cool, dude. I'm trying to imagine doing all these nice things for fucking people. Like, if I fucking get anything, I'm gonna give that guy. And then the next day you wake up, you're like, oh my God, imagine if you like fucking said some of that out loud. Oh God. Oh God. And sometimes you do. Ugh. Then you're just like, oh, you drunken loser. What are you talking about? Just being overly nice to people. Like, no, it's fucking cool. Yeah, God, I remember my ex-girlfriend, sorry. We went back to her hometown and her brother, we all went out drinking and they were like, yeah, my brother's having a hard time getting a job. Cut to like 3 hours in, I'm just fucked up. I'm literally just an inch from his face being like, dude, you send me your resume, bro, and I'm gonna look at it. We're gonna do that. And I'm just like, oh my God, just thinking about that story, thinking about that moment where I didn't even know this kid. He doesn't know me. I don't even know if he's drinking. I'm bumming cigs off him. I'm literally just this fucking drunk idiot being like, I got you. Dude, send me your resume. I'll fucking do it. I'll help you. And he's just like looking at me like, okay. And I'm like, I'm that guy. It's funny now, but in the moment, I just remember waking up being like, my God, you're like, don't talk to that kid. You ever get so drunk and do that and you're like, I'll never see that person again. I will avoid that person forever. And then I proceeded that night to go to a steak sandwich restaurant and I puked in the bathroom. And then the next day I had to meet her grandparents. And I actually talk about that in one of these episodes. Mike text me, yo bro, you coming to Boston? Yeah, baby. October 7th and 8th, people, grab those tickies. Come see old Dickie boy. Let's do this. Ooh, I had a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Again, please, people, comment the city that you want me to go to so I can just fucking plan ahead. I don't know. I'm trying to pull back on the drinking, though. I like drinking, though. It's fun. You get a couple drinks in, you have fun. It's just when you get to that, like, creepy, weird level. I fucking love you, man. No, dude, I'm not even drunk. I fucking love you, man. That's weird. That's too much. And then you do that, and then you're like, that's why adults aren't friends, because then you think you're friends. It's awkward. You have a couple of drinks. You're like, hey, fucking go. We're best friends. And then you remember that the next day, and you're like, I'm not fucking doing that. And then you're like, well, we're not friends anymore. I don't know. What are you gonna do? It's different though. I think if you live at home still, that's why I think people who grew up in their hometowns or had like friends. It's weird. This is a very friend-heavy episode. I was just like thinking about this stuff. I'm trying to write a joke about how adults suck. So if you guys want to know that, yeah, I don't know. I always think about how I'm like, well, if I was home though, still, I think when you're around your same friends growing up, like you have good. I envy people with good relationships. I'm like, you guys you stayed home, you fucking made good friends. I mean, the problem is, to be blunt, when you're busy, you don't have time to be friends, like really close. Like I'm also not a person it's like I like being alone because I like doing work, I like doing my videos, I like writing, I have so many goals in mind, and then I just don't have I'm not like that person who wants to like hang out all day, because I'm like, dude, I'm anxious. I get so much anxiety. I want to fucking accomplish this, that, and the other. I know it sounds pussy to say that. I'm like, and then you go hang out at night, or I see people once a week and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I remember being back home. Like you have friends back home when you want. I mean, I only worked a day job, and then you have all night and all weekend and whatever to see these people. But here, when you're pursuing something, it's so hard. Like you have a lot of acquaintances, and you know what the scariest time is? When your birthday rolls around, you're like, oh, fuck, what the fuck am I going to do? Don't feel bad for me, because this is just funny. Like, I mean, I have people I'll go out with and we'll do stuff, but it's just like from what they used to be to like, the older you get, you're like, your birthday's coming up. What are you doing? You're like, I don't know, avoiding people. Like, I don't want to do fucking, I don't even want to. I like the perfect scenario for a birthday is when you have somebody that does it for you. I mean, that should be fuck Secret Santa Claus. Do Secret Birthday Claus, where you draw names out of a hat, and this person has to just plan the simplest of things, but they just do it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I think, and thankfully, having a girlfriend or being in a relationship, whatever, that other person will do that for you, and vice versa. But it's like, God, when you're single and you're just like, your birthday's coming up, or like you go out with somebody and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, it's my birthday today, and they're like, today, and you're like. I remember that in particular time, it was like a Wednesday, and I got beers with a friend. I'm like, what am I going to like tell you in advance? Like, that's weird. Hey, I know you want to get beers tonight. I just want to let you know it's my birthday. Goodbye. It's the most pussy shit on earth, but yeah, dude, birthdays when you get older. And then you get way older, and then birthdays are fucking fun again, because they're like, he made another one. Yeah. When you have families too, but yeah, when you're like a young professional and shit. Although there's always some cool people, you're like, why do like some people's birthdays are just like raves, and you're like, good Lord, you're a cool guy, huh? This is my ideal birthday. I want to be with 4 people I fuck with, and we just go to a Cheesecake Factory and drink beer, and nobody has that stink face like, Cheesecake Factory. You're like, no, bitch. I want to sit at the bar at Cheesecake Factory, one of the Thai tops, slam drinks, eat food, slam more drinks, go out, and then we run into some other people, and that's it. I don't need fucking all this I don't want all this stuff. My birthday's February 18th, people. Don't think it's like right now. What if I go, it's my birthday? You're like, ew, you did a podcast on your birthday? You fucking loser. I did a podcast on my birthday. Sorry, I keep looking at this. I want to be done. Yeah, anyways, you guys are fun. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. These are great. I won't be late this coming week. I just I had a lot of crap going on. I needed to get my life together. But Boston, again, 7th, 8th. I will be lining up some more. And like, subscribe, comment. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.